So welcome, guys, to Team Training. It's the 17th of January 2017. So tonight I'm just going to go over a couple of things first for any of you that weren't on last week, just so you know a little bit more about the format as to what's happening each week. So one week Tanika will host the Zoom event at 7:30, and that night I will do team training. Then the next week we reverse it. Okay, just so you guys know what's happening and you know who's hosting, who's doing what. Tanika and I are just sharing that both, you know, to take the load off each other and also add some variety, you know, into what we're sharing as well. And her share tonight, I'm like, whoa, I'm going to up the ante next week because that was absolutely.
Can I just interrupt and ask, you're still sticking with your own Zoom numbers? So we're clearly logging in to watch you tonight, but on Tanika's number.
Yeah, we're going to keep that because it's just too much confusion. So that's why, like, I couldn't get on to do much tonight, but I jumped just on to start it, because what happens, especially on the Zoom, if Neek just logs in, because she's got my login, if she logs in to my Zoom, it says Kylie Walker, and she's like, hey, welcome to our Own Your Own Life event. My name's Tanika. And they're like, what? And it says Kylie Walker, and it mixes it all up. So we'll still use the same one every week, regardless of who's hosting, because we'll both be on anyway, unless one of us have something on, but we will still keep that going.
Yeah.
So a few things for tonight. That was one of the first things I wanted to cover, was just so that you guys know and you're aware of that. I'm also going to put something up in Team Believe. I know not all of you are in the Team Believe chat group, so I might put on the Team Believe page. I've had a couple of teams reach out to me that really want to get to know a little bit more about how they get paid and what that actual pay split, like the payment summary, means when you get, you know, all these different bits and pieces broken down. So I am going to do a training on that for anyone that wants to jump onto that. So I'll put it up. It might not suit you all, guys, with times. It's so hard to work with everybody in the team to get the right time. So I'm going to put that up shortly. My time is a little bit more limited with, you know, working in the gym again, because I have one of those JOBs now. So I'm a bit limited, but just work around it. If you can't jump on, I will record it for you. Some of you, it might be a little bit more, you know, down the track anyway, but there is some of the leaders that really want to find out a little bit more about how they actually get paid. So some of the things I'm going to go over tonight, it's going back to a little bit of the foundations of the business. Because I know there's so many new team members coming into this business, into our team every single week. There's just so many new people, and I just think, God, I can't keep track of who is who. Tanika and I message each other actually when we're on the Zooms going, hey, is this a potential or is it a teamie? Because we are getting that lost with what's going on. So it's a credit to you guys. You know, it's actually a good problem to have, that we don't know, you know, sometimes if it's a new teamie or not, because there is that much depth and layers happening in our team. Sorry, I've got a little assistant in the background there. So a couple of things I'm going to work through tonight. And one of the first things I'm going to talk about is our belief. Those of you especially that are new, it's always good on any training is to, like, personally, I have a folder, and every single training I take notes. I put the date at the top and put what it was, and I put it in that folder. And when I have my face down moments, I go back to those trainings and just have a look over them, because it's, you know, you think you know it, but it might be just listening or looking over that again. So take some notes, you know, because even though you've heard it, it's writing it down that really makes a massive difference to actually taking it in half the time. So beliefs, I really want each and every one of you to rate yourself on your beliefs, and the 3 different beliefs. So beliefs in the product. I think most of the people in the team, this is just something that comes very quickly and very easily. Not many people in the team don't have belief in the product. If you don't have belief in the product, then I'm really not sure how you're going to go on this journey. Unless you've got extremely good sales skills and you can sell anything. But, you know, okay. Lee's asking if everyone can mute themselves. There might be a little bit of background noise.
Sorry, we were just talking about vision boards, and he wants a new scooter.
Oh, that's good.
Whoops, I didn't realise I wasn't on mute. Sorry.
No, you're right. I couldn't even hear him talking about it. So yeah, product is the first. Now I want you to rate yourself between a 1 and a 10. You know, where you honestly feel you sit. Don't be I'm 10 just because that's where I know I should be and where, you know, to be successful I need to be. Be honest with yourself. You know, 1 is bad and 10 is you know, absolutely amazing. Like I'm a 10. You can't squash my belief in the product. I absolutely love it. I live it. I breathe it. I have absolutely no problem talking to anyone about belief in the product. So product is the first. The next one is the industry. Now, this is one that, you know, a lot of people coming into the business and even on their journey down the track, if they, you know, have a couple of team that aren't doing something or they've lost team at this time of year, you know, when people are renewing and they might start to go, you know what, really, is this for me? Can I do this business? So exactly the same thing again, guys, is rate yourself right now. It's not like 3 months ago or 6 months ago when you're at conference and the 90-day game plan or whatever and you were like, yeah, that I'm all in. It's right now. Who's that? Hey, Beck.
Hi.
Hi. Is rate yourself, you know, 1 to 10 again. You know, where do you see yourself sitting in the industry? Now, if you can't openly speak to somebody about what you are doing and you're hiding behind that a little bit, then you're not rating yourself a 10. You know, you may be halfway, you know, like I was like that. And I'll be honest with you guys. It was often when people ask, what do? I own 2 24-hour gyms. Oh, and then I'd be like, oh, and I have an online business. But I'd be like, really quick, I don't want to talk about it. Because I didn't have the belief in the industry. It really took me some time. And that's okay to own that. It's okay to admit it. Don't be afraid if there is a part of you that doesn't have belief, whether it be the product, the business, or anything. Because as soon as you identify that and accept that, that's when you can go to work on it. And that's when you're going to realize this is what I need to change in order to take my business to the next level. If you're saying I'm a 10, a 10, a 10 on the 3 different beliefs, but nothing's happening in your business, then I would question you again to go back and revisit it and really be honest with yourself. Because if it's a 10 in everything, then you really should be having some massive action in your business. The next one is yourself. Now, you can have all the belief in yourself that you think, and then someone can come in, your closest friend. You know, John had this happen. His best mate, you know, he went to help him out in his business. Like, John doesn't work anymore. He went and helped him out in his business. And his mate was like, what the hell is that Facebook Live, you know, that you did? That's so gay. Why would you do that? You know, what happened to John's belief? It went, you know, it was massive. It was crushed. It was hard. It's a mate since he was 7. They have been friends since they were 7. That's really hard to take, you know. So, you know, you've got to go to work on that. So him sharing on Zoom tonight on Pyramid, you know, he does an amazing job. And I said to him afterwards, that was so good. And he still just thinks I say that to him because he's my husband. But I said to him, I think he does really do a good job. And so, you know, belief in himself is something that really needs work. He doesn't have a problem with the industry or the product. His belief is phenomenal. But he knows, and he will openly say, I say, what is holding you back? What is stopping you from going the next level? And he's like, I just don't know if I can be you. I don't know if I can do what you do. I don't know if I can be an Adam. And I'm like, well, if you want it, you'll make it happen. If that's what you want. You know, I can't do this for you. So once again, with yourself, rate yourself, you know, 1 to 10. Where are you sitting? And be honest. And then when you get that of where you're sitting and what's going on, something's going to show up in there. Okay, and I want you to really then start working on that and ask yourself why. Why don't I have so much belief in myself? Why do I think I can't do this? Can't is no such word in our team. There's nothing that you can't do. You know, it's a word that just shouldn't be used because everyone can do it. And if you're saying I can't, you need to rephrase that and really work on that. Because if you want it, you'll make it happen. If you don't, you'll make excuses. And all excuses are equal, right? So once you have identified that, you're like, well, I have no idea where to go with this. I'm putting my hand up. I know that this is where I'm struggling, but what do I do? Reach out to your upline. You know, if it's belief in the industry, there is some amazing things that you can listen to. Rise of the Entrepreneur, GoPro, subscribe to Simon Chan. Your inbox will be flooded every single day with a new podcast to listen to. And if you say, I don't have time, you drive to work, you go to the gym on the treadmill, You go for a walk. Once again, if you want to make it happen, you'll make it happen, you know, and just plug into that. That might be your area that you really need to focus on in the next, you know, 60, 90 days. I need to go to work on my industry belief, or, you know, belief in yourself. The next thing I want to talk about is allowing others to impact on your success. We see this a lot in the business. I've seen it myself. Whether it be allowing others to impact that you're comparing yourself to where others are at on the journey, whether you came in at the same time as them and they're like further along than where you are, or if you are looking at someone that's a Kira or an Adam or whatever, and you're allowing them to impact on your success because you feel that that's a bit overwhelming and you can't get there, you know, if that's how you're strongly feeling about that, don't let that impact on your success. If that intimidates you or makes you worry or something like that, don't tune into that. You know, tune into something of where you're comfortable, focus on that, and then go to that, you know, that next level. Like my sister just joined the business recently, and she said to me, Kylie, I went onto one of the pages, I'm not sure what page, she said, but whatever page it was just all business, 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 business. And she freaked out and she's like, I've got to get off. I can't do this. It's day one. I'm just trying to get around the product. So don't tune into that. Stay away from that page for a couple of days. Guess what? It's day one of your business. The first person you spoke to ordered the product. Don't get so consumed by that. If that's too much for you right now, then move on to something else. Focus on something else, you know, that resonates with you, that sits well with you. If you're going to let that impact on you, I said you're going to really have troubles with your success in the business. Now, it might be other people's opinion. It might be the other people, you know, how people do this business. And I really encourage you to not allow them to impact, because we all have our own virtual franchise. We all have our own business. You do it your way, you know, of what you want to do. Obviously, we have an amazing system to follow, but there is different people that that do things a little bit different. They take different approaches. And if that is not for you, then don't tune into them. You know, it might be like, you know what, I absolutely hate listening to Kylie on a Tuesday night, so I'm going to go on when Tanika's on a Tuesday night. And that's okay. I'm all right with that. Not everyone loves me. I'm not going to get upset about it and go, oh my God, no one's to jump on my Zoom, but that's okay, you know, and that's just how it is, right? We all resonate with different people in our lives. We're not all the same. We're not all wired the same. It's normal. So don't, you know, plug into someone that's really frustrating you, or you just don't get it. You know, it took me a little while to get Simon Mitchell, you know, with all these F-bombs constantly all the time. I was just like, I don't know if I can do this guy, but I absolutely love him now. But it's taken time. I didn't just, whereas Simon Chan, I resonated with him straight away, loved it, really enjoyed listening to his podcast. Simon Mitchell took me a bit more time. And the reason I persisted was I saw some of the people that had done his 21-day MFA group and saw where they were before and saw where they were 21 days later. And I saw they had massive action. So I was like, you know what, if I can work for them, and there's no reason it can't work for me, but I need to be able to resonate and I need to be able to work around this. So no, I don't swear much, but I don't let that impact on me, that he drops them every single, I think he starts every live with it, and he just lets you know that that's how he's going to go. Training. You know, are you guys showing up every week? You know, week after week, you know, your non-negotiables. What non-negotiables do you have in your schedule to help you grow your business and be where you really ultimately want to be? Like, I'm sure most of you would have already done your goals for this year. So a part of your goals is, what are you going to do this year to help you reach those goals? It's all well and good to have the goal, but unless you go to work on, you know, trying to help that happen, it's not going to happen. You know, nothing's going to generate from that. So what are your non-negotiables that you're putting into your schedule every single week? You know, for me, I say to my new team, if they're like time poor, Monday night, start strong, if you're new, is an absolute non-negotiable. You must show up to that. And if you can't show up to 1 hour, then I'm really not sure if the business is something that can, you know, be for you, because it's just a part of it. The next thing is really our Tuesday night, the two Zooms tonight. It's your team, that's your community, your really close-knit community, which is what you really want to be, you know, trying to get on as well, to take your, you know, get your belief, hear us, you know, say the same verbiage over and over and over again. And some of you sitting here you're probably thinking like I was when I first came into this business. Adam was like, "You're jumping on Zoom tonight?" And I'm like, "No, you said the same thing the last 3 weeks. I need to get on." But if I didn't kick, and he was like, "Kylie, come on. How many times do you go to the gym and someone walks in the door and you say the same thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's different." "No, it's not different, Kylie. You don't know the verbiage. Until you get on week after week, you're not going to know." Tanika and I would not be able to host a Zoom event if we didn't show up to Adam's every single week and just listen to the same thing over and over and over. Yes, it's like a broken record, I know, but that's what gets you, like Adam messaged me on Sunday and said, "Hey, got a few things on, can you host Zoom tonight?" His Sunday night Zoom. I was kind of like, John's actually pointed out, he's like, "Don't you feel good about that he's asked you, from the whole team, that he's asked you to host this event?" And I'm like, "Oh, I never really looked at it like that. Yeah, I really appreciate that." But I couldn't do it because I had my own Zooms on. But 12 months ago, I would have been like, hell no. And he wouldn't have even asked me because I wasn't showing up and I wasn't being teachable, to the system. And then with your training, like I said, log into training with people that resonate you, people that you look up to, that inspire you. I absolutely love listening to Kira as well. She's another one I really like listening to. She's totally different to me. I'm not quiet and shy. I'm more outgoing than what she is. But I really love listening to her story and how she, has grown her business so amazing. So find the people that inspire you. Find when they're doing their trainings. You're not always able to get on, like Kira's Boss Babes. We can't get on it, but she puts the recordings up for us. So listen to those. If that's the one that you think, that really sits well with me, put that in your diary. I'm going to listen to the Boss Babes every single week. I have Friday mornings where I'm cleaning the house. I'm going to put my headphones in and vacuum and, listen to that at the same time, whatever it might be.
You clean the house?
No, I don't clean the house. I have a cleaner, so I don't listen to my training when I'm doing that. Sorry, John's asking if I clean a house. Clearly I don't. Because when you have a business, 2 businesses, a cleaner is a non-negotiable. That might be on your little goals. I know it's on some people's goals to get a cleaner this year. And I say to you all, go and get one because it's worth every single cent, and what you can use in that time is amazing. A little challenge I want to set for you all for the next 30 days. And if some of you will already be doing this, some of you would have done this and maybe would have slacked off over the Christmas period. So we're going to put it back into play, the 30 in 30 grid. If you haven't done it yet, no matter where you are in your business, please, if there's anything you're going to do, I really want you to set yourself up for this little challenge I'm going to give you, because I really think it's a way. It's something that took my business to the next level. When I first started to do exactly what I'm about to share with you, and I was consistent every single day, the amount of freeway calls I was booking in with Adam was just crazy. And then what happened? Tanika did exactly the same, because she saw what I was doing and she started doing that as well. And that's the power of duplication. So not only was it helping for me, it was growing my teams in the layers as well. So the 30 and 30 grid, I want you all to go in and print it. If those of you that are new, if you don't know what a 30 and 30 grid, go into Team Believe page on Facebook, and in the files you'll be able to find the 30 and 30 and print it out. So I want you to print one of those out, and for the next 30 days, I want you to have a minimum of 1 person every single day that you reach out to. I'm going to set the benchmark a bit higher, and I would love you to reach out to 2 people every single day. Okay, I've done this with some people in the last few days on some Zooms just to help them. They've been stuck on a couple of little things. I'm like, you're never, ever stuck. It's just there's something going on in your business. There's something going on in your head. We need to get that out. So the next 30 days, 2 people every single day. I'll see what Maddie's just said. Sorry. Well, not really, but if they're, you should be just following up with them, Maddie. Maddie said, can you put the same person in the grid more than once? Well, no, because it should be a constant follow-up that you should be following up with that. So when I ask you to put the, to reach out to 2 new people every day, it's not just about just plus, guys. It might be, just reaching out to someone. Like, imagine if you haven't spoken to someone for 2 years and you reach out and just go, hey, you may or may not be interested. I've recently started an online business. If I was to send you a link, would you take a look? They'd be like, what the hell? She hasn't been speaking to me in 2 years and now she wants me to look at her online business. Like, no. They're not going to do it. They're not even going to probably reply to you. And you might even find out next time you log on that they're probably not your friend anymore on Facebook. So don't do that approach, guys. Do that with people that you're talking to all the time. That's fine. Direct message certainly works. I had a massive amount of success with that, but it was people that I was in contact with that I knew they knew what I was doing, but they just weren't reaching out to me. So the other way is just to reach out and just say, hello, how are you? Each and every one of you, think about when was the last time someone sent you a message and said, hey, how are you? And I said, probably they haven't. You probably never get that. I don't, unless I'm not loved, and you guys are, I'm not sure, but no, I don't get it. And I even said this to my sister. Those of you that don't know my sister, she's got a little boy that's got many, many disabilities. Now, if anyone should reach out, they should be reaching out to her and asking, how are you? Because every day of her life is a massive challenge. She doesn't even get it. So if she doesn't get it, us people certainly aren't going to get it. And when someone reaches out and says that to you, it's a bit overwhelming. You're like, oh my God, someone actually cares. So just take an interest. Don't worry about the outcome. Don't go in thinking, oh my God, how am I going to sell this person? I need to get them on Juice Plus. Just take an interest and find out where they're at. Find out what's going on in their life. When you say to someone, hey, how are you? If they're in that really bad moment, they're probably going to give you verbal diarrhea back as to how shit their life is and everything else that's going on. And you're going to probably think, holy crap, why did I actually reach out to this person? They've got so much going on in their life. But they needed that. It was that time where they needed someone to take an interest in them and really just see, what's going on in their life. And you only really get permission to share once they have come back to you and told you what's going on. They may not need Juice Plus. I know we all think everyone needs it in their life, and yes, they probably do, but they may not be at that point right there and then. So 2 new people every day, guys, and I want you to put it in your grid. I want your grid to look like mine. Here's mine, or one of mine. So you can see I'm super, super consistent with this. Even going back to work, yes, my JOB. I know Lee finds that really funny. I have one for business and one for customers. I keep them separately. Do the system that works for you. Everything's going to work differently for someone else. Okay, so follow whatever works for you. I just put my thing on speaker view and I saw my sister's on here. I hope you didn't mind me sharing a little bit about your story, honey. I'm sure she'll be fine. Feel, felt, found. So powerful. If you aren't using it, please start using it. It's just the most amazing tool we have. I understand how you feel. I felt the same. But what I found was, and how much does that resonate with somebody? You can use it over and over and over again. I can't stress that to you enough about using that. I've spoken to a couple of you over the last few days about 100 no's, and I said I was going to put it up
for a quick sec. I was trying to talk, but I was on mute, so I just unmuted myself. But with feel, felt, found, yes, obviously you do that. But I'm just thinking as you're saying it now, when we talk about being authentic, we don't always feel the same as what they're perhaps talking about, whether it, whatever it is, because we will not always understand and we will not always feel the same as the person we're talking to with their particular situation. So yeah. I totally agree with the feel, felt, found, but I don't agree with I totally know how you feel, because you know what? 50% of the time, or whatever it's going to be, we don't. Like, I can't say to your sister, if she's on here, is it Simone?
Yeah, Simone.
Yeah, I can't say I know how you feel because I don't. I don't have my little boy with the same, concerns that she has with her little boy. So I can't resonate and say, I understand how you feel, I felt the same. You know what I mean? So I think it might be.
Situation is only imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You use someone else's story. Or use someone else's story. But definitely, guys, 100%, as Katie said, do not go and just pretend to understand how you feel. It's my sister. I don't understand how she feels sometimes. And I'd be in the hospital and spent days there, and I was just like, holy, just one day she needed to go home and just get changed. And I went and spent some time with him, and it's my nephew, right? And it was crazy. Yes, Tracy, little schoolgirl with your hands up.
Perhaps just following on from that, because obviously I don't have kids, and a lot of my customers and people who inquire with me always have kids and saying that their energy is just shot. And so what I actually always say is, look, I have absolutely no idea how you do it, or I have no idea how you feel, because I don't have kids and yet I'm absolutely exhausted. So I sometimes think that works even better, because I'm not pretending like I know how they feel. And I would never say that either, because that was a big struggle for me for months, I guess. And I've only just, I'd probably say in the last week, really gotten over the fact that I was like, I don't know who my target audience is. And since sort of going, Simon Mitchell, fuck, I don't, I've just got to suck it up and try and, I seem to attract, mums and bubs and all that sort of thing, because I guess that's my age. Just because I don't have kids doesn't mean that I don't get what it's like to be tired and all the rest of it. But yeah, there are certain situations, like I got a message yesterday from somebody who's going through really bad depression. She's broken up with a boyfriend. She's put on 12 kilos of weight and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, shit, mate, that sucks. I don't know what you're going through, but that sucks. I had nothing else to say. So
yeah, and you can just use it, like you say, twist it, or use that feel, felt, found in a different way. Of like you have exactly. You're still using those words in there.
Yeah.
But you're using it a little bit different, because you need to be authentic, and people are going to know.
Yeah,
absolutely. They're going to just totally know if you're not being authentic with them. So using that, I could only imagine how you feel, and then you don't even have to use felt and found, all of it, but, using some of those, I can only imagine how you feel, and I would love to help you, find your way again or something,
I know that phrase of feel, felt, found is used consistently for a particular reason, but particularly for new people in the business as they're coming on, I think sometimes, which we've done tonight, which is great, sometimes that isn't explained in detail, like how Tracy gave her scenario, and Tennille's just saying, thanks so much, Trace, that's really helped her. I don't mean us, but I mean in previous Zooms when I was learning as well, that depth wasn't shared.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with you, Katie, because it's come up for me with just replying to someone. I'm like, I can't use feel, felt, found in this scenario, because I was so in my head. I understand how you feel, I found, all that sort of stuff. And then I was like, oh, hold on, I don't understand how you feel. So it's only recently that I've started to have to use that in scenarios where I've had to say, I can only imagine how you feel. It must be hard to deal with what you've got going on. But what I would love to do, what I've found with the product is ... and I can only help to think that it may help you with the situation you're in at the moment. So you're still using that feel, felt, found, but in a bit of a different way, and you're still resonating with them and showing them that you have compassion, because if you don't have compassion, I don't know that you can do this business either, because it's hard without some compassion, for people. So yeah, the 100 no's, in a couple of calls I've said I'm going to put it up, and I cannot for the life of me find the document. So I'm just going to create it in Excel, because it's not going to be hard. So there's two things I want you guys to do, and it's the 30 and 30 grid, and the other one is 100 no's. So we have a 90-day challenge in the team. It's Tiffany challenge. So it's not Tiffany, sorry, it's the TDE challenge. So we have that happening from, myself. I don't know if Tanika's got her own little one going, but I've got that happening in the next 90 days. So aligned with that, I'm going to challenge each every one of you in that time is to get 100 people to say no to you, whether it be about the product or the business. And you might be thinking, why do I want everyone to say no? And the reason being is if you get 100 no's, you're probably going to get about 25 or whatever yeses. And it's just getting you speaking to more people. You're getting more confident in what you're doing. You're starting to share more. That's awesome, Andrew. Well done, because I only had my call with him last night. So he's well ahead. Good work. So, yeah, it's, just helps you in all aspects. The more conversations we have, the more we learn each time. You walk away and you go, that was crap. I'm never, ever going to share like that again. I just can't believe I just said that or I did it like that. You know, Tanika and I have done it many a times, especially the live in the shopping centre when you're speaking to the Supre lady and you're like, oh, so, you know, how long you been working here? And you just completely do it wrong. It's in your head what you're going to do, but you walk out and you go, okay, I don't know if I ever want to go back into Supre again, especially if she's going to be there. She's going to be like, that's a really weird lady. But you know what? You remember that and you learn from it. Don't get disheartened by it, right? So that's why I say 100 no's in the next 90 days. I'm doing it and I'm going to try and get that. So I'd love for each and every one of you, you know, to share and share in the page, you know, encourage and inspire each other. If you've got 10 no's in a day, put in the Team Believe page, got 10 no's today, but I got a yes, please send me the link. You know, how much is that going to really encourage and inspire everyone else to keep on going along? Yes, Trace.
Hi. I must admit, so Tanika set us a little challenge last Thursday. And for anybody new here, don't wait as long as I did to get off your ass and do stuff, because I can tell you, so this is my version of my 30-30 grid. So this is what Tanika gave us on Thursday to do. And so I'm up to 22 reach outs since Thursday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 22. And I can tell you, I have not had one person tell me to fuck off. I have not had one person tell me no. I have not had one person say, you're a freak who takes Juice Plus and you're in a pyramid scheme, bugger off. All I've had is, I've had one person say, I'm going to place an order, and got their order this morning. I got one girl tell me that she's going through depression and this could actually work for her. I got a couple of others, so many just saying, oh my God, it's so nice to hear from you. Thanks for reaching out. Happy days. But these are just general conversations from people. I go and look at their Facebook page, see what amazing posts they've done lately, and just say, hey, I'm loving your posts. Happy New Year. Hopes all's well in your life. People love that shit.
Exactly. That's awesome. It's like, you know, who reaches out and says that to someone? They just don't, because it just doesn't happen. You know, that's awesome. 22 people in that time. You're absolutely rocking it. No, that just shows. Are you doing MFA?
What?
Are you doing MFA? Because that sounds like you've got some MFA happening there.
Shit, yeah. I need to make some money. I want to go to Spain in September. Jesus, otherwise he's going without me. He's going to Italy without me in bloody 4 weeks. I can't have him going to Spain without me as well.
That's a good goal, Trace.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But everybody's genuinely happy to hear from you, and like they also write back, wow, it looks like things are really good in your world, and you know, you look really happy and keep inspiring and blah blah blah. So people watch.
Yeah.
And just to add to Tracy's, I recently added a friend. I don't know, Trace and Beth. Do you know a girl called Melissa Moss? Her name's now Melissa Hurrigan. So we were were we good friends? I can't remember, but we were friends in primary school. No, I wasn't friends with her. Okay. Anyway, I just sent her a voice message the other day because she was liking a lot of my stuff. And I just said to her, sent her a voice message saying, thanks so much for liking my my information that I've been posting or something like that. I really appreciate you taking the time to have a look and give your feedback or whatever. Long story short, we've chatted on the phone, all that sort of stuff. I know a life story now, and she's keen to use the product because she's been watching. But if I hadn't have, sent her that voice message because I'm so bad at typing, then that may never have even come about. And I actually really enjoyed speaking with her today because the 12-year-old I knew is totally obviously not the same as the one I was speaking to today. So it was actually really nice to chat with her on the phone.
That is awesome. I went the other night with Andrew. He asked me, Kylie, I've had, someone that keeps liking all my posts. What do I do? Do I reach out? And I'm like, yeah, 100%. And that just shows, Katie, right? If you hadn't reached out to her, would she have ever contacted you and said, hey, I'm actually interested in what you're doing? Like, she's subtly saying, hey, I'm here, I'm screaming out, I really want this, but she's actually not answering me. Go, Trace.
Andrew, Trace
Sorry, I was just going to say, Andrew, a really good response to that is, and it's something that I've only just started doing, which again, I wish I did when I first started because I was bloody scared, but I actually just wrote to a lot of the ones who've liked all my posts. I went through the last 2 months pretty much, and anybody who'd liked more than one post, I shot them a message saying, hey, chick, or hey, whatever your name is, just a quick note to say Happy New Year and thanks so much for liking a few of my posts. Starting a little small business of my own or something and putting myself out there is really nerve-wracking sometimes, so I just really like the support. Thanks heaps. Have a great 2007. That way...
10.
Pardon?
17.
That too. That way they don't think you're actually trying to open a long-winded conversation. And Kylie and Tanika, pull me up if this is wrong, but you know, the biggest thing, and my brother said this to me today, is, and he's just placed his order after 10 months. He should get his product now. But he actually gave me a few tips today, and he said, Tracy, people probably aren't reaching out to you because they think you're going to stalk them. So by making, and I said, David, how many times have I spoken to you about it? And he's like, yeah, fair call. And I was like, I'm not going to stalk people. So I think by having it so that you go, have a great 2017, people think that's almost like a full stop. But then they go, love what you're doing. And then it's like, bam, get in there.
Exactly. It's almost like you're closing off the conversation, right? They feel comfortable. They don't feel like, oh my God, I don't want to reply to this. They're actually more inclined to reply to it.
Yeah, and you show a bit of vulnerability, like, you know, I might be doing all these posts and I might look like I'm, you know, confident, but quietly I'm shitting myself every time I do one. People are like, no, mate, it's great. So
and people love that because people are so behind the, you know, keyboard of look at me, you know, and it's not always like that. Yeah. I just wanted to share, if you're not watching the chat thing, to Neil, you know, she was saying that she has filled out 5 pages of the 30 in 30 grid since starting in mid-October. And so far, I've only had 2 definite no's. Everyone else has either ordered, still thinking, or fluffing around. Now, that is a true, which actually Tracy shared here. This is why Tennille is SC in 9 weeks, because she's gone to work and just been teachable. She is traveling around in a caravan or van or whatever around Australia. She's not even in one spot. She's doing it. I love when she's got a camera on. Where is she?
She's probably nude.
You know, you see her at one end of the van and Ben at the other end, and it's quite cute. You know, it's like, that's a great thing. You can do this business from anywhere and you can get to anywhere, wherever you are. And she's just made it a non-negotiable of what she's doing.
Trace. What's up, Trace?
Just answering Amanda's question. Amanda was asking Trace how she's reaching out, and I think, Amanda, it's basically all on Facebook, isn't it, Trace? Like, you're just messaging a couple of people a day or 5 people a day, whatever, and just really creating that starting that conversation. So not mentioning Juice Plus whatsoever, just reaching out, hey, how you going? You know, just saw your name on my page or whatever. How's the kids? How's life? How's work? And that's basically it. And then when they come back to you and answer your questions, and then obviously 99% of the time they're going to reach back to you and ask how you're going, and that can give you just a little bit of a opening to share a little bit about what you're up to.
Yeah. One of, like, for example, I'm just looking at my list here. So one girl, her partner posted a really nice photo of her. So rather, and I've done this for a long time though, rather than write a message on her main Facebook page, I actually just shot her a message directly going, oh my God, hun, I just had to shoot you a message. I just saw the photo that John just posted of you. You look absolutely stunning. Congrats on the pregnancy. Hope it all goes well. And just left it at that. And she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. That means so much. You know, and then another one was, funnily enough, another chick's pregnant and she's got a wedding coming up. And I said, Liz, I'm just so thrilled, because I look through a feed. You know, you follow people, but you never comment. And I was like, Liz, I'm just so thrilled for you. I know last year was really shit for you because her mum was going through cancer. I'm just so thrilled that you're so happy and that you've got your wedding. It looks like all your dreams are coming through for 2017. And she wrote back saying, oh my God, I love your posts. I've printed off your recipes. I've been following them because I'm getting married, and all of a sudden there's this whole stream of conversations which I would never have had with this girl. And we knew each other back when I was 22 living in Melbourne. So that was 14 years ago. So it's just random conversations. And it actually feels really nice. It's good for the soul, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's, Tracy, you've just hit the nail on the head with that. Like when I said before how I got off the phone to Melissa today and I really enjoyed our conversation.
Yep.
I knew she was going to order, but even if she said no, you know what? The majority of the conversation, there was only like the last minute we talked about Juice Plus, and the rest of it was, you know, just authentic,
nice.
normal conversation. Exactly. And you get off the phone and you just think, you know what? That's someone I haven't spoken to. I really liked her. You know?
That is so nice. I'd absolutely love to know what she's just commented, that she's saying sorry she hasn't got a camera on, she's sitting in the dark, her other half is asleep, and you know our home is very small. I absolutely love that. So I just wanted to finish with a couple of things. I'm going to post this up in Team Believe, and it's something I found on YOLO or some page somewhere. And it's really just, we all have, well, most of you in the team would have your I am statements that you probably start every single day with. They're on my vision board, and they're things that I start with because, you know, even having traditional business, some days you think, I just can't do this. It's not going to work. I'm going to have a shit day or whatever happens, you know. So if you start your day like that, the law of attraction is exactly what you're going to attract for the day. So the I am statements are so powerful. But I found something that was kind of a little bit the next level, and I'm going to post it up, but I just want to go over it quickly with you guys before we finish off tonight. And they're called the power questions. So instead of doing the I am statements, so you don't have to write them down because I'm going to put it up, but some of the things to start your morning with is, what am I happy about in my life right now? Sometimes we think that life is all like and gloom, we've got so much going on, but there's something in your life you're happy with about right now. Like, I'm really happy that we are healthy. For those of you that don't know Nadia in our team, she's 25 and she's got a couple of days to live. She put the most amazing post up, and I've been keeping contact with Lindsay, and I think she will probably maybe pass tomorrow. She's not good at all. And I'm like, that's just the thing I'm happy for in my life right now. I'm just happy that we have health, you know, at the age of 25, and she's going through that. So what am I excited about in my life now? You might think that your life isn't exciting, that you're going to a JOB every day. Lee, if she's still on, is Lee on? I don't know if she's on, but she, you know, hates tuna. She's got to stack tuna every single day, but there's got to be something else she's excited for, right? She came in and saw me at the gym today, so that was pretty exciting. That was something exciting in her life. So think about something you're excited about every day. You know, what's happening. I'm excited. My family's going to Lisco tomorrow for 5 days. No, I'm not. They're all
Can I send my family with them?
We can all just get so much work done. What are you proud of? You know, there might be things that you go, you know, I didn't do really well at that today, but there's something that you're proud of, something that you've done really well, you know, in the day, you know, which is amazing. What are you grateful for? I know in the last MFA, and I think Tanika can probably agree with me, we had to write down 100 things that we were grateful for. And I know the kids said to me, that's so easy. You try and do that. Try and write 100 things that you're grateful for. It actually isn't easy because we are so stuck in our head and don't actually realize all the amazing things we have in our life, because we do get to sometimes so wrapped up in focusing on those negative things that are going on. So 100 things you're grateful for is so hard. This is just every morning to say one thing you're grateful for. What are you enjoying most in life right now? Something to really think about. What is really making you happy? What am I committed to in my life? This is massive. You know, that could only open up a whole can of worms with what's going on. Who do I love? Who loves me? You know, you may not feel loved, but there's someone out there that loves you. What is the one thing I can do today to make my business a bigger priority? And it might be just, I'm going to set aside 15 minutes in my lunch break and I'm going to send out some of these direct messages, and it's going to be a priority. I'm not going to spend the whole hour of my lunch break scrolling through Facebook and seeing what's going on in everyone else's life. I'm actually going to do something. Like, think about how long it takes to do 2 direct messages. You probably maybe a minute or 2. It's not much time, right, guys? This is one of the big things. Substitute could for am. I just want you to write that down if you're doing notes tonight. Substitute could for am. So it could be something that you could say is, I could reach out to Tanika. I'm scared. I don't know if she really wants to do this business. I could say, I'm going to reach out to Tanika today. I'm going to see if she wants to be, come on this journey with me. So just be changing that simple word. It's so minor, but the difference in your mindset and what you're going to actually do with that is incredible. Then you've got some evening power questions. What have I given today? And like Katie's probably like, just having that conversation, that's a massive give for today. You've had a conversation, you've shown someone that you're compassionate. She probably hasn't had that for a while. That's something that you've given today. What did I learn today? I say every single day I want to learn something new today. And I do every single day. And it might be something small, it might be something big. But what did you learn today? How was today added to the quality of my life, or how can I use today as an investment in my future? So you might think that today was not the best days of all, but from every lesson, from everything in life, there's a lesson, and it's what you do with that as to how you can move forward or go 10 steps backwards. Everything in life, if you look at that, it really is a way of going, what could I have done differently? How could that have mapped out differently for me if I had have done this? So thinking about that. Some problem solving questions. What can I learn from this? So when you're having a Super A conversation and you walk out and you go, that was so bad, I'm never ever speaking to anyone at a stop again. Don't look at it that way. What can I learn from it? What could I have changed? What could I have done differently? As opposed to beating yourself down, learn from it. What's great about this problem? What is not perfect yet? We went a little bit about that with your belief and stuff like that. So what things aren't perfect yet? What am I willing to do to make it the way I want it? And that's massive. We go over those kind of things all the time. What am I willing to do? What am I willing not to do to make it the way I want it? So what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to change? What are you willing to, show up with to, get what you really want? How can I enjoy the process? And that's a little bit about, back to the training thing. If you're not enjoying turning up to someone's training, or you're not enjoying something in particular about the business, then change it so you can actually enjoy it. It's meant to be an enjoyable journey. I absolutely love what I do at Juice Plus. I've been at work most of the day in the gym, and here I am at 9 o'clock still, doing it. And it's okay because I love it. And then, so basically these questions must be asked in a great state. Okay, so don't do them when you're in a really bad mood or you've had crap, because you're probably going to put all of those things down. And then come up with different answers and write them down. And the very bottom thing is try these for 10 days and see what happens.
Just with saying that too, Kylie, about don't ask yourself if you're in a terrible state. Flip the coin in the sense of, if you are in a terrible state, ask yourself those questions, because you can't be cranky and happy at the same time. So you might get yourself out of that cranky mood if you sit and go through your questions about what am I grateful for, what am I looking forward to today, what am I going to achieve today, all that sort of stuff. You might find that you walk out of your terrible mood into, oh, you know what, it's actually not that bad, and get yourself out of it before you spend the entire day in a crap mood.
Exactly. And especially some of these, those problem-solving questions, they could be very useful to use when you are in that crappy state. What can I learn from this? So I'm going to post that up in the Team Believe page, because I think it's a really useful little tool to use if you are having some of those little moments. So I hope you all got something from the training tonight. Katie, Tracy, what did you want to ask, honey?
Hi, thanks, Kyles. I got a few of those our Team Believe books printed out, and gave one to a potential teamie today, but realised, and I only had them done recently, that they all have the old prices and points and that in them. Yeah.
There is a new one in there. It's revised.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was revised probably last week, maybe.
Yeah, we had the books done only like about 3 weeks ago. Wasn't it, Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter though. Like,
only just Just get that table. Honestly, it's that one table.
Yeah, I'll just print it out. I'll just print it out. And the points, yep.
Yeah. It's
okay.
A massive change that's happened in there. But yeah, sorry it took me a couple of weeks into January to get it done. But
no, that's all right. That's all right. I just was wondering if I didn't know if it was updated or not.
Yeah.
Because I was going to print out that page for her, that's all.
Yeah, I just printed it out and stuck it over the top because I've still got about 6 books left that I got printed that I don't want to just throw out. So, just print it out and stick it over the top.
Yeah, I didn't realise it. I didn't think till I was going through it with her. I went, oh, but these aren't the actual prices anymore.
It's the same with the scripts book. The scripts, I was going with the scripts book. I went through that today for some things, and there's some things in there that are not correct now as well.
Okay.
About price objections, but that's Adam and Kira. So I'm going to have to reach out to Kira and just say, hey, babe, because it just says some little things, you know, when you're working through price objections that you can just get fruit and veg. It's only $76 a month or, you know, whatever it's saying in there. So there's a couple of little things in there that need to be changed, but I don't have to do it.
Sorry. Thanks, Carl. Sorry.
If you are getting the back-to-back books printed, I would be holding off because the scripts hasn't been updated from what I'm aware of, unless someone has seen that Kira has an updated version of that.
I've noticed in the virtual office as well, there's still some forms and stuff that haven't been updated as well. So I'm sure they'll get around to updating everything. But that's I was printing off a starter pack straight from head office. I was looking at some of that info and noticed that hadn't been changed either. But then some things have. So it looks like they're just working through each page there.
I'd be actually dropping them an email if you see that, because they might not even be aware. Or if you're friends with Lindy or Celine, just dropping them a message on Facebook, you know, Messenger, and just saying, hey, you know, just being like, I know you got a lot happening. Not sure if you're aware. I could only imagine the amount of things that you have to change. Just noticed that this hasn't been changed as yet. Do you have any timeline as to when that might be updated? And I'm sure they will. They might forget things, right? I can only imagine how many things have got to be updated, and if we're not letting them know, they might not even be aware of it.
Yeah, true. Just also one quick thing for everybody who's on tonight. You might have seen or might not have seen the feed. I'm going to do a group post. So anybody who wants to get involved in that. Oh, sorry?
Oh, it was just me. I'm like, oh, good, Trace. You reminded me.
Yes, and so I don't want to put anybody on there who doesn't want to get involved, but pretty much what it's going to be is like a checkerboard like this, and it's going to be a post that we can all use that pretty much says, and I think it was Tennille's done the script for it already this afternoon, which was awesome, pretty much saying, you know, in our group we've got nurses, we've got teachers, we've got business owners, we've got marketing managers, we've got some who are lucky enough to do this full time, you know, all that sort of thing, to try and encourage a wide range of people to jump on board with the business. But obviously I don't want to put people's photos in there if they don't want to get involved. PTs, yes, Andrew. And so if you're interested, flick me a photo and I'll drop it into my little checkerboard of images that I've started pulling together. But if you don't send me a photo, then I'm going to assume that you don't want to be in on it. So,
can I ask a quick question, Tracy?
Yes, Becky.
So I was just thinking about that just right this second, actually. So if you're going to do up a post, will you tag everybody that's in the picture in it? There's two options. Yes, I can do that, because that would then instantly feed onto everybody else's page, and Facebook would actually love that, and it would mean, because there's that many people tagged in it, it brings it up to the top of everybody's feeds and would feed out really well. I was going to say, if we all used the same image and all used the one copy, then it would be bumped down. So everybody would have to tweak it somewhat to make it more, you know, they might use the main bulk of it, which has everybody's, you know, all the different job descriptions. But then they change the top, saying stuff like, this is why I love this, because our group's made up of, we've got all this experience. It doesn't matter what your background is. And the next person might go, blah, blah, blah. Because that's what I was worried about. If we've all got the same thing and then everyone
post the shit out of it and then it just doesn't work. But what if they just change the order in that list of, is that enough of the change in the content as well? So like you've got the list of all what everybody does. Can they mix that up and will that help?
I think tagging would be best, Trace. Do you think?
Say again?
I think the tagging would be really good.
Yeah, the tagging could, and that, look, to be honest with you, that as soon as you start tagging more people in it, Facebook loves it because it's like bouncing people all around all different pages on Facebook. So that's definitely an option.
And it'll get heaps more likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that, Pat?
I was just going to say, just thinking back to our conversation about those of us in the team who've got mutual friends, it's probably better for them just to see it being tagged, not multiple times being posted words.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's just also why Tracy's on that, guys. Tracy is obviously a bit more of a guru on social media than us. So please be careful if you, like, we are all happy for everyone to copy and share what we're doing. And I did it the other day to Tracy. Didn't intentionally, like I copied hers and then I changed it and put my own wording in and put it up. And then I got a message saying, hey babe, I'm going to sound horrible, but can you change it? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like I did. Like, is she like going to be that Nazi that I didn't change it enough? Like I didn't think that, but I'm thinking, what? I did. And
I wouldn't if somebody wrote that to me.
And I'm like, it's exactly the same post. So I don't know what I did, but everything I wrote was gone. So I have to go on and edit it because of that, right? So share, like take our ideas of it, because everyone on the team has got so many amazing posts, but just change it a bit. Otherwise, Facebook doesn't like it and it's not being seen by enough people. So just be a little bit mindful of that. Steal everything. I do, especially now with being so busy sometimes, is that, you think I don't have time to generate a post today. Just going to go and find something and just change it a little bit, change it up. And people know, they know that it's not from you. They know you don't speak like that. And it doesn't, then they're like, oh, whatever, that's just a scripted thing. She's just copied and pasted that out of a manual. So it really does need to come from you. Just make, I think, what is it, Tracy, 10% or something you need to change? Is that what the ruling is?
Yeah, 10, yeah. Yep, for business pages. And to be honest with you, I don't know if these rules apply to personal pages, to be honest with you, because there's nothing out in the world of Facebook that tells me that. But yeah, and you can't track your figures like you can on a business page. But certainly if you've got a business page and you're doing this, then yeah, you want to make sure that you're mixing things up.
So you should anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially, for example, Fitzy, Katie and I, we're all very conscious of that because I think we've got about 270 mutual friends. And I can tell you right now, yeah, and all our friends will be like, you all suck. You're really annoying.
Yeah.
That's a lot of mutual friends. That's crazy.
I don't know if it's that many. I'm going to check.
Oh, go in and check.
Tracy's done the stats, Beck.
That's a shallow Beck.
Got my iPad.
Well, I have to jump off, guys. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Tony?
When do you want the photos by?
Oh, ASAP, just whenever. It can just be whatever you're using. Look, I'll snap you now, mate.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I'll spotlight
Can you see me? Because I can't see myself. I've done something to my computer.
Yeah, we can see you. You got the pen in your mouth.
159, Tracy.
Oh, sorry.
You can't see us, Tony?
I can see everybody, but I can't see myself and I can't mute myself. And
that's awesome. Can you teach us how to do that? Because we don't want to see ourselves either.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, girls, I've got to jump off because my family's leaving at 4:30 in the morning, so I've kind of got to probably see that everything's okay. So thank you, everyone, for jumping on. Remember, Thursday night, Varsity CBD, for those that can make it, 7:30. It's an awesome event, an awesome live event. Even if you don't have prospects coming, just to come down for yourself, because they are pretty incredible.
If anybody's around in Brisbane on Friday, I'm running an event on Friday at 10 a.m. in the morning.
I'll be there.
Ashgrove.
Good girl, Trace. Good on ya.
Yeah, man. Tomorrow night at the Pineapple.
Tracy, where is it, Dale? Andrew has just said where.
Oh, Femish done phrases in Ash Grove.
Yeah.
Awesome. Night, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.